Looks looks like we had a false start there. Yeah, we did that. Good evening and welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Right here on WOSD Radio, DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis in Chicago, and as well as WRLNradio.com, a Ray Neal media station. Hello to my nephew Ray Neal, who is recovering in the hospital. He had surgery this morning and should be up and about in a couple of days. I talked to him this morning. I was supposed to call him back when I got off work, of course. You know, once I get off work, my phone just blows the hell up. So, and, Ray, if you're listening, yeah, if you're listening, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, hello to Pamela C. Hawkins. She said, "Hey, Dr. Greer, look chill. Thank you." And also to Trish, she said, hey, Trish. Long time no see. Anyway, coming up in our last hour, we do a little thing we call foreplay. 4 songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female, right here on the big radio show called Bedtime Stories. Let's kick it off with a little Marvin Gaye. Marvin. And you show love to ball. Hey, Angie. The jambalaya was good. I actually didn't go and eat all of it. At least I tried not to. Woo, Lord. Mm. Yep, I just woke up, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies, I just woke up. I laid on that couch and that was it. The fireworks the fireworks put me to sleep. It reminded me when I was living on 47th and Champlain. So I'm like, guys, what are we celebrating? Oh, Juneteenth. Okay. Juneteenth, no doubt. Thus the firecrackers outside and the fact that I can't open the windows. So that's right, energy nap. Yeah, that too. Um, could be considered a itis app as a nap as well. It's an itis nap. Um, Trish, my sister, made jambalaya, and yeah, I ate a little bit of that, and that was it. I laid back and you know, power nap. Yeah, yeah. The jambalaya just zapped me of all my power, and it took the rest of my power not to eat the rest of the lasagna. So yeah, I try not to eat all the lasagna. Anyway, of course, they're still outside popping firecrackers. So yeah, sure enough, popping the firecrackers outside. It seems like they're almost outside my door, but I'm on the second floor, so you know. But it is what it is. Yeah, for sure. For shizzle, yeah, I was supposed to stop at um, Titus's house. Titus, of course, one of my coworkers, but once I laid down, that was pretty much it. So you can say that again. I can eat lasagna for breakfast. Yeah, yep, for breakfast. It's what's on the menu. Lasagna for breakfast. Yeah. So good evening, Ronnie. And to me too, Mr. Greer. Thank you very much, Ronnie. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. Anyway, for those of you who are into plays, I saw this fantastic play on Sunday. It is called Personality, the Lloyd Price musical, and it was fantastic. Before the play, or the musical, I should say, we had a meet and greet. People were coming in, taking pictures with me, like I was a real celebrity. Shut up, Angie. I know. And she's like, "Oh, you're just my brother. You ain't no celebrity." Okay. So they're taking pictures with me. I felt like a celebrity all of about a half an hour or two. You know, right, baked chicken too. Yeah. So we, I took pictures with the people who were coming in, and then afterwards we had like a meet and greet where I got to talk with the cast. It was so cool. Once again, I felt like a celebrity. I sat there and was like, okay, what am I going to talk about? And I just started talking, and the next thing I know, I had talked for an hour and a half about nothing. Well, it's nothing to me. Everybody was like, I was told that I was very entertaining and very educational as far as the background of some of the songs. For those of you who aren't familiar with Lloyd Price, the song Stagger Lee was called Stack O Lee, which was from an old folklore story. And Stack was a pimp, or stag as they call him. So there's different variations on his name. If you listen to the song, um, Lloyd Price mentioned stag. So it was stag or stack. So your Donnie Simpson spirit came over you. I know somebody said that they thought I was very good. I'm like, wow, well, thank you. Yeah, pretty little young lady, light skinned chick. Yeah, she thought I was pretty good. Like, okay. But, me, Ronnie, I do what I do. I just let it fly. Just, you know, whatever comes up, comes out. You know. But I had a ball. It was, it and don't take this the wrong way, but and of course Troy's not on here yet. It's interesting when white people sit there and listen to me talk. It's like, really? I didn't know that. Did you know that, dear? No, I didn't know. Oh my God, the ninja's got a point there. Okay, wait a minute. I'll Google that when we get home. I was like, whoa, you know, one up on the white folks. Anyway, I'm not like that. It's white folks in my family, so white folks, Indian. Speaking of which, on Sunday when I went to church, normally one church service, they have me to be Uber and pick folks up to bring them to church, right? And the lady had never seen my hair because every time she get in the car, I have a hat on, right? She said, "Oh, you got some good hair." Well, ma'am, not a ninja. I'm a native Indian. Oh, for real? I said, if you look at my skin color, I don't look like anybody else, especially not with this. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, you just thought we was all ninjas, huh? Anyway, right, Ronnie. If they waited to get home, they were like, "Yeah, that he. Well, oh my God, he's right, honey. Look, the ninja's right. Yeah, that was Stag Oli." Lamont Dozier. Why can't we be lovers? Right here on Bedtime Stories with the Peanut Butter Brother, Dr. Al Greer. Big ups to the cast of Personality, the Lloyd Price musical. I did some reading on Lloyd Price, and they said that he had, well, of course, he had a lot to do with it. It was his life story. He got a chance to see it on Broadway before he left this earth. And they said when it was all over, they looked at the cast looked at him. He was just in tears. He said, "My life just passed before my eyes." And then he made his transition back in 2021, but he got a chance to see it. And I got a chance to see it on Sunday. And it was just, it was a fantastic performance. They showed him as a child, as a young adult, and of course, as an older adult. I didn't know he owned Birdland, which was a jazz club, and he called it Turntable, of all things. I learned a couple of things, and of course, after the play was over or the musical, I told them a few things, especially about the song "Stagger Lee." It's a folk song originally, and it was about two guys who were fighting over either a hat, a girl or just finding periods. And Staggerly or Stack O'Lee was a pimp. He was a pimp. So they had a song that glorified a pimp who shot his best friend Billy because he either took his girl, his hat, or his manhood. One of those with A44. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Alger. As we go on tonight, I'll tell you more about the musical personality based on the life of Mr. Lloyd Price. Right now, here's Gerald Levert. Are you a doctor? Yes, I am. Very much so. Yep. Matter of fact, my degree is back there somewhere. Where's it over here? Somewhere. It's hanging up somewhere. But yep, Stack O'Lee or Stack O'Lee, or it just plain Stag. Yeah. Of course, I don't know where the name comes from, but yeah. Only people I trust are God and doctors. Oh, well, cool. Thank you. Well, I'm glad I researched it as well to learn more about black music history. Yeah. God and doctors. I heard that. I can't even name. Mm-mm. Phyllis Malloy Bender, good evening. Do you read the Bible, bro? Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. Yep. Yes, I do. I remember when I was younger, I read the Bible cover to cover. This is when I worked Big Pokey passed. 45. That's the one that made what is that song? I'm in love with my side piece and my side piece. Yeah. But anyway, back to the Bible. Yeah, I remember I was working at this. Where was I? Working at a radio station. I'm in Lansing, Michigan, and every night before bed, I would read a couple of verses of the Bible, starting with the New Testament. So so some things I retained and some things I didn't, and I felt like I needed someone who was professional to go over the Bible with me. And of course, that never happened until I joined church again at a later age. So, Lady G, what's going on? So, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a preacher of all things. Yeah. I'm a man of God, bro, but I have my questions. We all do. We're always as men and women of God, we always want to follow his teachings, but we fall short of the glory at most times. When my mother was still with us, she was like, her two favorite books of the Bible were Proverbs and Psalms, and she really believed in them. Psalms 100, make a, not Psalms, but Proverbs, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. And, she said every now and then when you get down or whatever, read one of those scriptures, 23rd Psalms, John 3, was it John 3:16? Yeah. So so I remember I was at a funeral for my then girlfriend's father. I don't know how this came up, but yeah. So I was asked to read the 23rd Psalm. Well, I was like, oh, okay. So I got up there and I read the 23rd Psalms. I didn't think I did very well, you know, but I remember afterwards, I dropped my tweezers. I remember afterwards, we all went back to the house, of course, to have the repast. And someone came up to me and said, "You spoke beautifully, Reverend." I was like, "Reverend? Okay. I'll take that and I'll receive it." So they thought I was a reverend. I'm like, "Okay." And I took that. So, excuse me. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, the intelligence of the intelligent, and I will frustrate. Okay. What is June 18th? Happy Puerto Rican Juneteenth, homie. Mellow Madness, Quincy Jones, and our good friend Paulette McWilliams on the lead vocals. Right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Ronnie, also to Lady G, to Rachel Montgomery, and to give you a bit of what Juneteenth is all about. It was the day that we acknowledged um, being released as slaves. Actually, it was 3 years afterwards because the news didn't get down to get down south because they wanted to use us to get some more free labor. So we never found out until 3 years later. It's like, oh, by the way, you all are free now. Oh, okay, cool. You've been free for like 3 years, but we needed the help, and we knew that once you all found out that you all were gonna split, so we didn't tell you for 3 years. Yeah, for 3 years. It's kind of like having a kid, and the baby mama don't tell you. It's like, oh, by the way, you know, that's your daughter. I'm like, oh, cool. How old is she? 21. Anyway. Oh, okay. Anyway, this is uh, this is bedtime stories with the peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, wishing everyone a happy Juneteenth. It's Michael Joseph Jackson, lady of my life. Mixed race, and I never learned that. Well, yep. So that is it. We were released. We were free as slaves, but they didn't tell us that we were free to go home. Well, most of us had made home, where we were. So we had no idea that it was time to go home. We didn't know where home was because for most of their lives they'd lived on a plantation and slept in a barn or wherever because they were the help. They were slaves. So, yeah. Texas was the last state. Yeah. So, yep, we did not know, so we did not leave. It's like, oh, y'all been free for 3 years. Oh, wow. When we gonna tell us? Maybe not for another 3 years. We figured you all would find out, so we'd rather just tell you that you was free 3 years ago. So did it start in Oklahoma? Not sure. Texas was the last state, but yep. So that is why we celebrate Juneteenth. Um, that was the day they declared us free, even though we were, yeah. That's my cup. That's a one up there. 1865. Yeah. There's prosperity, blood, money, and land. We is free. That's right. We is free now. But yeah, that's a cool cup. Thank you. I got it 2 years ago at the Dusty Record Convention. Ray's sister Diane made it. And what's cool about this cup is the inside is metal. So whatever you put in it, it will stay hot or cold. I can put, when you say bedtime stories, is it psychological or historical? Both. Thank you. Give us free money and our money. Is that your mic cracking? No, actually, it's them cracking outside, cracking firecrackers. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, they're celebrating Juneteenth. Of course, they don't know the story. They just know that today is Juneteenth and it was a day off work for most people, except for me. No day off. Reparations. Yeah. Now, that whole reparations thing has been on the table for years. and none of the presidents passed it. They're like, okay, we got reparations when Donald Trump was in office. It was called stimulus checks. But how many people know that that wasn't free money and that you'd have to pay it back? Which is why I did not take any of that stimulus money. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good on that. Mm-mm. I was supposed to work. They gave us the option to work or to take it unpaid, which sounds familiar because remember the Million Man March? We were told that if we go to the Million Man March, not to come back to work. I hate politics because I'm a man of God, but I can be here if I'm a conservative man. Yep. Ronnie said, and we're paying back all with the high prices of everything. Yep. Yep. That wasn't enough. We owed a lot more, or we were owed a lot more. Yeah. But, once again, the stimulus money, I was like, no. Mm-mm. Yeah. I was like, no, you keep your money, Donald Trump. Keep your money. And that was the end of it. I was like, mm-mm, I don't want it. You know, people were taking that money and they were buying cars and they were doing everything but paying their bills. So they took the stimulus money, put down on the car, and now the car is gone. This car has been repossessed. You know, could have done that on my own, but thank you. Thanks, but no thanks, Mr. Trump. So, I didn't take his money, not at all. That was the PPP money. I remember. But once again, you know, it was free money at the time, but you have to pay it back eventually, right? So for those who took the PPP money, did you, once you filed taxes, it's like, oh, you took that PPP money back in 2020. Yeah, we want it back. We want our money back. It's such a dumb idea giving high crime neighborhoods money. Yeah, it is. Ronnie, would you explain what the PPP money is? Because I did not, I didn't take it, so I don't know, and I don't want to give out any misinformation. So, but yeah, I was like, no, thank you. Keep your money, Mr. Trump. If I did not partake, I'm English. Excuse my ignorance of the American life. Uh, no need. It's okay. We're just glad to have you here, and No question is a dumb question. It just isn't. So, if we can explain something to you, I'll be glad to. But welcome to Bedtime Stories. LTD featuring Jeffrey Osborne and Concentrate on You right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to double XD3 Adley underscore Pubex or Pubex. I don't know what that stands for, but I like it. It's different. I mean, Ronnie is explaining what the PPP money was. Stimulus was like a cost living check to help with the cost of food, etc. So we got those checks back in 2020. A lot of people took them, and some of them, got them twice. And I didn't take it once because I knew at some point that I would have to pay that money back. There is no such thing as a PP. There's no such thing as free money. If it's a loan, then you have to pay it back. If it's a grant, it's yours to keep. There's a big difference. Loan means I loan you the money and you owe me. A grant is I give you the money and that's it. We're square. So that's it. Anyway, stimulus didn't have to be paid back, as they say. Yeah, right. Hey, Bree, how's my baby doing? Or my babies, I should say. I gotta get used to saying babies and not just Naomi, but EJ and JL. Anyway. That's right. There was no such thing as the free money back in the day, back in 2020. But a lot of people took it and, they took it and went out and bought cars and all sorts of things. It's like, okay, I ain't mad at you. For me, I'd rather make it the old fashioned way. Go to work. Ooh, excuse me. They okay? Okay. I'm sure they're all in bed by now. What do I currently do that adds the most quality and meaning to my life? Hmm. Listen to a lot of music. That's what I do. Yeah. And she's looking at you. She's like, "What you doing, mommy?" Jay Z. You know what? Somebody asked me. Well, we were doing a round table, and we were talking about what it feels like to be a father. And me, I got kind of deep on them. I said I'm probably a better grandfather than I was a father. Why? Because I got a chance to do it all over again with my children's children. So that's it. Can you ask how old I am? Yes, I am 62. I'll be 63 in December. Yeah, yeah. So thank you. So yeah, that's what I think. I think I'm a better grandfather than I was a father. You know, I was not always accessible to my children growing up because I was pursuing my dream. I was always at work. I was always out DJing. I was always at the radio station. So I found a way to fuse the two. And I would take my son, Alonzo, I would take him with me to some of the parties that I did, wedding receptions and stuff. And he would sit there and marvel. He's like, "How do you know what songs to play, Daddy?" I said, "I don't. It just comes to me. It's just, it's all about keeping them on the floor. It's all about entertaining. And it just comes to me. And that's it." So I'm exactly half your age and I'm seeking wisdom. What was your dream becoming a DJ? Um, I used to um, listen to radio stations, and that was it. You know, I listened to radio stations, and I wanted to be like the radio personalities, and that was it. That's what happened. You know, I started off, DJing at clubs and stuff when I was like 17, 18 years old. Eventually ended up buying my own equipment and going from there. You know, and that was it. What started out as a hobby ended up as a career. So, and that was 40 years ago. I used to play music for the older people just to keep them awake while they were playing cards, and I got pretty good at it. You know, you know, they actually liked the music. So, one thing led to another. I said I might have a career here. So that was it. Um, did I ever rap or just DJ? Always just a DJ. I did DJ behind rappers. So one guy, his name was Dr. Groove, and we were like the original Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince because we had a routine, uh, a routine made out. So it was like so people like listening to us. You know, I said, hey, we might have a career doing this, and that was it. So that was it. Yeah, but the rapping part, mm, there was a line that Dr. Groove used to do. I can rap in the heat, in the desert sun. I could rap to the beat when there wasn't one. So at that point, I'd stop the music when he would go to that line. So I had to listen. So I'd be playing whatever song behind them. I can rap to the beat in the desert sun. I could rap to the beat where there wasn't one. So I had to cut the music down. And they were like, oh, yeah, okay, I hear you. So they thought that was a big deal because we had a thing worked out. And we borrowed from Run DMC. No, I'm sorry. Um, what was that? It was song was by LL Cool J. Where they break it down. So that was our contribution to rap music. So yeah, it was interesting. Interesting, yes, to say the least. On uh, he was the rapper and I was the DJ. Yes, and we took our act all around the city, and that was it. And he ended up making, can I ask the best decision in your life? The best decision in my life was to accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. The best decision I ever made. You know, going to church, going back to church was the best decision I ever made. I love her more, Prince. Betcha by Golly Wow, originally done by the stylistics, Connie Francis, or is it Connie Stevens? Connie Stevens, yeah. And Phyllis Hyman did a version of it as well. The lyrics, of course, written by Linda Creed, and the music by Thomas Bell. Betcha by Golly Wow, right here on Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Uh, Trish said, I feel like I'm in my car dodging fireworks. I so dislike Chicago. Trish, where do you think they got the fireworks from? That's right, Hammond, where they're legal. Here's the first of two in a row from Will Downing. This is Satisfy You on Bedtime Stories. Where do you think they got them from? They can't buy them here. There are no fireworks stores here in Chicago. They had to come to Hammond to get them to bring them across the line. You know, and to make it so bad, there's probably no fireworks being done in Hammond. You know, right, exactly. They came from your hood. Yes, they did, and they brought them to this hood so they can make more noise over here. You know, crazy Larry's fireworks or whatever it is. You know, last stop before Chicago to get fireworks on Indianapolis Boulevard. Yeah, I got your M80s, I got your, regular firecrackers, this pop, 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 and I got the thing you put it in to shoot, and the sparkles, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to hear all of that noise. I just don't. But I'm in Inglewood, so firecrackers sound like gunshots, and vice versa. So yes, Trish, they came from your hood, your side of town. I'm just saying. I dislike Chicago. Oh, sorry. Don't forget to gamble at the casino first. Yeah, right. Before you cross the line on Indianapolis Boulevard. Yes. Go to the casino. That's like a martini, please. Shake it, not stirred. Oh, one of these nights I'm gonna go up there, have my white tuxedo on, my black tie, black bow tie, and lean over the table. Your name, sir? Greer. Al Greer. Bond. James Bond. Anyway, um, speaking of Bond, James Bond. The most popular James Bond was, of course, Sean Connery, who pretty much originated the character on screen. James Bond was supposed to be an Englishman, so of course there's a different accent or dialect. Sean Connery was actually Scottish, so it sounded like a Scottishman doing an English imitation. He had to have a dialect coach so that he didn't sound so, Scottish isn't this. He sounded like, look just like a wop to bring a knife to a gunfight. He said that in the movie Untouchables in his Scottish accent. And then when he was doing all the Bond movies, he had to speak this way. So, anyway, I picked up and dropped off people over there. Yeah. Brian Roberts, what's going on? Wow. Talking about your beginning reminded me when we met. I was 19 and you were 18 near the beginning. Good to see you still carrying on. What's going on, Brian Roberts? Brian was one of my first program directors, if not the first program director. Wow. Wow, Brian. How are you, sir? Yeah, Brian was my boss. How about that? Wow. Brian, Brian Roberts. Man, that brings back that brings back memories. Wow. Mm-mm. Before Elroy and all the rest of them. Wow. How cool is that? Yes, I'm still carrying the torch, sir. Yeah. I figured after we lost Richard Pegee and then Herb Kent that I had to do something. I had to continue to carry the torch for those gentlemen, and I hope that I'm doing just that, carrying the torch and not letting it fall or burn my hand up. So, man, it's good to see you, Brian, man. Keep in touch. You know, like, wow, that was, what, 40 years ago. Yeah. And people don't, people do not believe that I've been doing this long. When did you start? When did you start? When you were 5 or something? You don't look that old. Oh, thank you. But yep, it's been that long. Yep, 18 and 19 years old. Who knew I'd still be doing this? Some 40 years later. So, yeah, like Ronnie said, yeah, my Donnie Simpson mode. Hi, I'm Donnie Simpson, and welcome to another edition of Video Soul. And he can say that on BET. We're finally back to being black. Kind of cool. Yes. Those weighted curtains are not helping. I know, right? I guess you all can actually hear the firecrackers outside. Yeah. Anyway, I'm still hungry. I don't know whether I want to eat lasagna or if I want to eat the rest of the jambalaya. I can wait. It's no. I still have. Oh, that's right. I still have food left over from Saturday. I better hurry up and eat it before it turns green. I gotta watch it on BET Plus. I can't wait to see it. I with people like Donnie and others, Jerry Bledsoe, Frankie Crocker, who made the transition between being radio personalities and actually being on television, because some of us had the face for radio and that was it. So yeah. In other words, we were not pretty enough to go on television. Well, Frankie Crocker back in the day he was a pretty man. Yes, he was. Him, Jerry Bledsoe. They did a imitation Soul Train in New York with Jerry Bledsoe, who sounded a lot like, he was like the New York Don Cornelius. So, yeah. But I would love to see Donnie Simpson and how he's aged. He old now, but so am I. So but I hope to meet him one of these days. I've never actually had a conversation with him, and I would love to sit down and talk to him. Just DJ to DJ. Hey DJ. Will Downing and Crazy Love right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello once again to Ronnie. Also to Brian Roberts, who was my first boss in radio back in the early days when I was first getting into radio. He was my first boss at, what was it, WHPK? I think it was, yeah. And hello to Naya. Hey, Naya. I haven't seen you in a while. I see pictures of you. I'm like, oh my God, she getting old, getting tall, and everything else. Anyway, tell everybody else I said hello. Of course, your mom's not talking to me anymore, but that's okay. I wished her a happy birthday on her birthday, as well as Janet Jackson's birthday on the same day. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Bedtime Stories is brought to you by our good friends over at Grubhub. Boom, 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 boom. Mm-mm. Hey, Naya. Get the food you love with perks from Grub. What you love. Bedtime Stories is a proud sponsor of Bed. Let's try that again. Grubhub is a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis and Chicago, as well as WRLNradio.com, a radio media station. Look, Naya, I still have the sign. Behind me, the sign says WOSD Radio, Old School and Dusty's. And that sign has been, it's several places over the course of the years. Yeah, and I still have it. I still have that sign. It was hanging up in my office when I had my office on 79th and East End. And I kept going and moving, and it's been with me ever since. Naya said, "Yeah, I don't talk to her either." Your mom? Your mom? You don't talk to your mom? Anyway, yeah, she kicked me to the curb. So hey, it is what it is. I do what I do for people, not because I expect anything in return. I do things because I'm a nice guy, or at least I like to think that I'm a nice guy. So I do things for people and I don't expect to get anything in return. So therefore, I don't feel badly when somebody don't want to talk to me no more. It's like their loss because, and I hate to get into that, and I won't. I'll just leave it at that. But Naya, you are free to be on my live anytime you want. Well, you used to. They used to photo by my live all the time. Just walk right behind me, her and her sister. Like, is there someone behind me? Oh my God, it's someone's children. It's Curtis Mayfield, so in love on Bedtime Stories. The nicest to me, so yeah, yeah. And yeah, I helped your mom get a house and a car. And of course, she showed her appreciation by kicking me out anyway. If that's the cold shot, baby. Down. Yeah, that's a drag. Down, 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 down. So that's a blues song. It's called Cold Shot. Yeah. But it is what it is. I At first I was real bitter about it. I mean, whew, I was steaming because, of course, the car is no more that I helped her get. Um, and as of recently, the townhouse. And I left a lot of stuff over there that I wish I had gone back to get. It was, you know, some DJ equipment, some speakers that I had for years, and now they're gone. So I'm like, okay. And sometimes, you have to let stuff go. I mean, I had a couple of mixing boards, and I tried to get as much as I could. When I moved out, I put a lot of stuff in my truck and my brother Logan's truck. So, but there were certain things I was looking for. I'm like, oh, it's gone. My generator's gone. My EV speakers are gone. A couple of mixers, a bag of shoes. I think I got all of my clothes though. But once again, Naya, feel free to keep in touch. It's all good. I'm not mad at anyone anymore. That was 2020. So the year of the pandemic. So as a matter of fact, I still play your drops on my show every now and then. This is Naya, and you're listening to Al Greer with Bedtime, with the B sides. So I play that every now and then on my show. So your mom's voice has totally been removed from my show. So yeah, I still have some of the commercials that she did. So almost gangbanger. Let me explain that. I was waiting for somebody to ask me that. I'm like, okay, almost gangbanger because I hung out with them, but I wasn't one of them. You know. Yeah, let's go. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta go home. The street lights are on. Oh man, use the pump. So I was an almost gangbanger. So, when it came time to do something, I was like, man, oh, that's right, your mama, Miss Greer from Horace Mann. All the gangbangers were students of my mother's. So they all knew her, and they knew that I couldn't stay out to do anything with them. So yes, almost gangbanger. The Stricklands and the Walls family, they were like, they were the real gangbangers. Me, I was just, I remember the first time I smoked a cigarette, I damn near choked myself. And of course I used to pitch pennies with Andre, and Andre would take all my money every time. He was a professional. And he just happened to be the cousin of my first girlfriend, Audrey. And I showed him the picture that Audrey had given me. And he gangstered it. He took it. He took the picture. And I never got the picture back. He was a for real gangbanger. And he ended up, passing on at a young age. I don't know if he had been shot or whatever, but he was, you know, for all intents and purposes, a straight up gangbanger for real. Andre Strickland. Yeah. They had a big family. Between the Stricklands and the Walls, there were about 20 of them. Yep, the Walls family, all the girls were fine. They all looked like their mama. Oh my God. So, and then the Strickland family, same thing. You know, it was Andre, Carlton. I can't remember the ladies' names. Terry, I think it was. Yeah, and they used to be my security when we had the studio over at 79th and East End. You know, they're like, Lonzo, we got you, man. We got you. It's like, okay. And that was it. You know, when we moved in and out of the building, they were right there. Like, don't mess with them. You know, man, give me all your money. And, Carlton would step in like, bruh, that's Miss Greer's son's people. Now, the real gangbanger was my mother because she knew all of them. And she was like, the mama gangbanger. She was like, they were scared of my mother. It was like, dad. She was the queen around there. If you ever saw the movie, what is it? Dang it. It'll come to me. Old boy was in the movie. It was in Ike Turner movie. Tina Turner movie, I should say. A hoodlum. Mama was the queen, okay? I believe my mother could have ordered a hit if she wanted to because they respected her just like that. She'd be walking down the street and they'd be, cussing and pitching pennies and drinking and everything else. They see my mama and straighten up. They would put the blunts out, hide the 40s, and stop the card game. The 3-card Molly or whatever they were doing. And they would, Miss Greer, hey. They turned into Englishmen. They went from Mad Dogs to Englishmen. Remember that song? Yeah. So almost gangbanger because mom was the real gangbanger. They were like, oh, here comes Miss Greer, straighten up. Hello, Mrs. Greer, how are you? It's a beautiful morning, isn't it? And she walked past. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Andre. Hey, Carlton. Hey, And when she left, after she walked away, they go back. Yeah, man. They go back to. But they see mom coming. It was like, oh, good top of the morning to you, Mrs. Greer. How are you? It's a lovely day, isn't it, here in South Shore? So yes, I was almost thinking that. Naya. I hear what it's saying. Stop. Angela Bofield. And stop, look, and listen to your hearts right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut de butter brata, Al Greer. This is, of course, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Unless you're really tired, then this music can lull you to sleep. It can, you know. I listen to my reruns on Thursday, and it's like, oh, that was a good show. Next thing you know, I'd be snoring. But anyway, uh, coming up in our next hour, we do a little thing we call foreplay. 4 songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. It is the first of 2 in a row from William McKinley, also known as, William Hutchinson, better known as Willie Hutch on Bedtime Stories. This is Color Her Sunshine. I heard this earlier today, and I'm playing it tonight. Yep. Yeah. Mom was yeah. She was the queen on the scene. Mhm. Mm-mm. Lawana, who's on for foreplay? Um, I don't know, between Will Downing and possibly Marvin Gaye. So you pick tonight. Will Downing, Marvin Gaye. Will Downing, Marvin Gaye. Lawana, her. Boom, 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 boom. So Saturday, I went to Freaknik. Freaknik. I'm like, and I'm sitting and I'm watching people, I'm like, this ain't no Freaknik. This is Freaknik for preschoolers. I'm like, ain't nobody took their clothes off. Ain't nobody having sex out in the open. It's like, that's Freaknik. I don't know what they were doing. It's like the girls were, humping the ground, twerking and all that stuff. That was like, that was some baby food stuff. That was weak. It was really weak. I had a good time though because it was funny because for a person who's experienced it, who has seen it firsthand, it's like you know, grandpa Freaknik. Okay, like okay, you know. I'm like, that's cute. That's cute what y'all doing. It's like, we're throwing women in the pool butt naked. You know, they come out the pool like, oh, my top is gone. Oh my God, you can see my breasts. They was, mm, yeah, it was, but it was cute. It was cute. They were trying to, it's almost like, trying to recreate something that's, been done before. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Y'all just kids. Let me show you how it's done. I'd have got up on stage, boy, it'd have been one. They'd be like, dang, Grandpa, did you bring a snake with you or what? Anyway, Deborah Stanley Riddle said, I was at Will Downing's concert Saturday night at Country Club Hills. Please play Love Supreme, Wishing on a Star. I'll go crazy. I'll let you pick the last one. Okay. Is possible. But yeah, it was cute. It was like, it was baby freak neck. I'm like, oh, it's like that's cute what you all are doing. But, you know, This is how it was done back in the day. Yeah. We would put a woman on the back of our car or the hood of the car, whichever. Bend her over and proceed to, okay, in front of a crowd. What they were doing was like, was okay. But like I said, it was fun to watch because it's like, oh, it was like watching a play. Oh, it's a play of my life. Oh, uh, you missed the part where it's like, oh, that's cute. Oh, 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 the girl lost the breast. Oh, they're walking around with shorts on. Some of them just plain old thongs or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. You know, uh, the real freaknik was the girls would walk over, sit on a guy's lap, and proceed to have an orgasm in his lap, in his pants, or on his pants. That was, you know, that was ours. Two in a row from singer-songwriter Willie Hutch. Um, Before he became a singer, or known as a singer, I should say. I'm sure he all, sang back in the day before, he became a performer. Willie wrote the song I'll Be There all by himself for the Jackson Five, which was probably one of their, um, I don't want to say one of their biggest hits, but one of their most popular hits. And he wrote that song, and that catapulted him to stardom as a songwriter. They had a group called the Corporation, which was a group of writers who did songs for the Jackson Five, and Willie was one of them. But uh, the song "I'll Be There," he was the sole songwriter of that particular song. Hope I explained that correctly. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, with the first of two in a row from Little Anthony and the Imperials. Mm, Will you see me again? Tonight, let's be more than just friends. Will Dioli, Will Dizzo. Will you kiss me? Woo! Little Anthony. Just got to know the score. If you know how I feel, then say you will. Go on. Go on with your bad self. It was almost like they were trying to bring little Anthony back, from the 50s. So, what's up, son? How are you? And I love you too. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you. Maybe one of these days I'll meet all my grandchildren, huh? Get them all together in one group, so I can just hug and kiss all of them. You know. But you say don't destroy my soul. I won't. Mm-mm. With you, you are welcome. But yeah, one day, you know, round them all up. And we'll just take one group shot. You I would like to meet all of them. Anyway, like I said earlier, I'm probably a better grandfather than I was a father. It's like I had a lot of practice, so I got it down pat now. Ooh, I should have left my nose alone. I wouldn't have sneezed. What's up, Trish? Hey, Trish, say hi to my son, Sincere. On the block. On the block. Whew. Saturday was such a lovely day weather-wise. It was just great. I just wish the temperature would stop dipping. It's like just stay there. Stay right there. I enjoyed Real Men Cooks Father's Day cookout. They had a full stage barber shop giving free beard trims. Yeah, I could use one of those. Yeah, yeah. I, I, I'm just perplexed as to why I was never asked to participate in Real Men Cooks. You know, I thought after Daddy Herb made his transition that I would pretty much take his place with my chili, but unfortunately, I never got my chance. You know, and that was it. So yeah, I wanted to you know prepare my Real Men chili, which is probably the only dish that I can make. I have a secret ingredient. You must tell them YPU want to participate. Oh, I heard Al Greer was spotted working on a submarine just before it went down on a trip to the Titanic. Yeah. And good evening, Troy. On the block. Just tell them you want to participate. Oh, you want to participate. Okay. But I know Yvette. So I'm like, Yvette, How come you never asked me to be in it? Two in a row from Little Anthony and the Imperials. I almost said something else. The horniest house on the block, the loneliest house on the block, I should say. Right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Luana. I was wondering how come I'm never asked to be in Real Men Cooks. Now, I know Yvette Moya, she took it over from her husband. And I thought, once Daddy Herb was gone, that I would kind of step up and, do my award winning chili. But unfortunately, they never asked. I was like, okay, never mind. I'll leave that alone. I'll corner Yvette somewhere, probably at Chef Sarah's, and maybe she'll let me participate. Bring my own equipment. I got my mic and everything, boy. That ought to be real cool. So cool, I'm frozen my clothes. Here's Prince, Diamonds and Pearls on Bedtime Stories. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. I know, right? If I gave you diamonds and pearls, would you be a happy boy or girl? All right. Stooby dooby doo. Doo doo. I said it's too creepy. Imagine how it is when I first did it for him. Yeah. When I first did it for him, he thought he thought it was an echo. I did it over the phone. Hey Trish, you know, the Corey on 75th and Phillips. Yeah. First time I did it, it was his birthday a few years ago, long time ago. I I called him, right? He answers the phone. He says hello. I said hello. I said hello. He says hello. And this went on for like, maybe 2 minutes. Well, not 2 minutes, but yeah. I said, Herb, it's Al. Oh, I thought it was something wrong with my phone. I just bought this new phone and I thought there was an echo in it. I thought it was something wrong with my phone. I was gonna take my phone back to the dealer and get another one. I'm like, there's an echo in this phone. Ah, Yep, that was dear old dad. Hey Trish, how you doing? How you doing? Mm-mm. Boy, I miss. I just lost that thought quickly, boy. Anyway, it'll come back to me. Yeah, my baby. Trish. Woo-hoo-hoo. Do you believe that the story was his name from Good Times? Do you believe that story about what's his name from Good Times? Oh, John Amos? I don't want to believe that, they're abusing him as a senior. I saw him on a couple of commercials and, well, not commercials, but a couple of posts with him and his son. His son looks like him. He's just light skinned. So, I'm like, what's really going on? Somebody beating James up? Oh, hell no. My condom came off. Mm-mm. Prince Rogers Nelson from the Controversy album, I believe. Do Me Baby, like you've never done before. People are dying that never died before. Do me, baby, like you've never done me before. Do it like you do it. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Recently, I was reading in the social media that John Amos, aka James Evans, was being abused in a nursing home, I think it is. I don't get it. Why would somebody want to beat up James Evans, also known as Mr. McDowell from McDowell's? Why would somebody want to do that to him? He has brought joy to millions, showing black men how to be fathers on television. So I'm like, what's really going on? Anyway, I really hope, Ronnie, that it is not true that they are abusing James Evans in a, yeah, I really hope that's not the case. Anyway, here's some Blue Eyed Soul from Joe Cocker. This is You Are So Beautiful. To me, so beautiful. I'm like, they beating up James Evans in the home? Really? Y'all ain't got nothing else to do, huh? Mm-mm. That is not good. Got hair in my mouth. No comment. To me. So you ain't touching that one, huh? Good grief. They played that commercial back to back. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's such a pretty thing. Can't mess with them, boy. Them meaning Sony. You played 5 seconds of You Are So Beautiful by Babyface. You to me. Hey, hey. They will shut me down in a heartbeat. New York Minute. Yep, they will shut me down. Same song, different artists. Babyface and Joe Cocker. In a song written by Billy Preston and Bruce Fisher. You Are So Beautiful, right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, just about scant moments away from foreplay. About, what is that, 18 minutes? Yes. And we got a humdinger tonight. Since we're on the same song, different artist, I think I'll play this one. Freddie Jackson's version of Me and Mrs. Jones on Bedtime Stories. Billy, Paul, Paul Billy. Going on. Ooh, I got a little something going on up there. Yep, they will shut me down in a New York minute. Because it was a blessing to meet you. Thank you for the advent. Oh, you're welcome. You're also welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Can never have too many prayers. Yep, never too many. And they're still out there shooting firecrackers and stuff. E-N-N. Going on. Yeah. Thank you for your prayers and, of course, your donations. They are always welcome via Zelle. Zelle. Yes. Yes. Dutch marks or francs. I don't mind. Yes, I accept all donations. Thank you. This is a labor of love. 6:30 will be here shortly. I heard that. Once again, thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate you. I sure appreciate you. It go now. Yes, all prayers and donations are welcome. Yep. Mm. Me, E, and Mrs. Yeah, get some sleep, Ronnie. Get some sleep for me. One of his biggest hits, Billy Paul, Me and Mrs. Jones. Before that, not one of his biggest hits. Freddie Jackson, Me and Mrs. Jones. There was only one other group or groups or persons who got a hit off that song, and it's these guys, the Dramatics, and their version of Me and Mrs. Jones on Bedtime Stories. Wow. That was quick. Woo! All right, who else is still here? Hmm. Mm. Ronnie, thank you for being a friend. Trish. Mm. Mm. Hey, Trish. Going on. I am eating the plate that Kendall made me Saturday. You know, he wanted me to taste his beans. Yeah, right. Not bad though. So, and of course, the beans had something else on top, which was the string beans. So it's like meaning beans and string beans. You know. My thing is, it always ends up in the same spot anyway. So coming out your butt, brown. Trishy. Sweetie. Sweetie. Mm. Mm. Same song, different artist. The Germanics and their version of Me and Mrs. Jones, which wasn't actually live. They just put in the applause at the end of it. Because if you listen to it, it sounds like a live performance, and their voices blended so well. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Bedtime Stories is sponsored by our good friends over in Greer. Grubhub is a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis and Chicago, as well as WRLNradio.com. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and it is time for, you guessed it, foreplay. So, this guy, of course, is no stranger to bedtime stories, and he's known as Mr. Quiet Storm, as a matter of fact. He was born Wilford Downing, Wilford or Wilfred, just like Blue Lovett. Of course, he's married to Audrey Wheeler, who was a member of the R&B group Unlimited Touch. I hear music in the street. Yeah, those guys. Yeah. Anyway, he has been performing, man, as long as I remember, back to 1986 until now. And hey, and the first time, or I don't know if this is the first time or I've done him before, but hey, it's always the first for everything. It's Will Downing and foreplay on Bedtime Stories. Mr. Redman, yo, 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 yo. Ooh. Will Downing. Will Downing. Mr. Redman, what's going on? Yo, yo, and yo. Y'all need to do another night with karaoke or something because I need to be there. You know, I'm working too hard these days. Got to get my karaoke on. You know what I'm saying? Mm. Do you look? Me too, girl. Oh my God, we get along just fine. I tell you. You like karaoke too? Oh, get out of here! Shut the front door. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is about karaoke. I guess deep down inside, I always wanted to be a performer. So I get up there and I do my best Barry White. It's like, people don't expect me to do it, right? They're like, this little, yeah, I know. I get it. I understand. Yeah. Wilfred. Unlimited touch. I hear music in the streets. Right. You got to be drunk to sing? Okay, all right. I'll remember that. I mean, most of the time it's already done at a van. I mean, a van. Good lord, what am I looking at? Most of the time karaoke is done in a bar, so you'll already be, partaking in, yeah, in alcoholic beverages. I feel like my mustache is crawling in my mouth. Hmm. I think most people who do karaoke are smashed. They secretly want to be singers. You have to be intoxicated to sing your best. All right. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Got to have a little liquid courage, of course. Liquid courage. They are still outside popping firecrackers. Still with the firecrackers here. Geez. Will Downing is a Q dog, ladies. Arr, 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 arr. You know how you all love bad boys. Yeah. The gardens, and it looks like a war zone. Yeah. I could imagine. Alligator Gardens. Mm-mm. Alligator Gardens. Trish, room temperature. Wilson took it. Since people ask of me, I'm loving you. Phyllis Hyman. Troy, you're funny. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. think my food is ready. Ooh, I'm back. Hmm. Yeah, y'all still with me? Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys so much. It means so much to me to have you guys on my live. Makes me feel like a real celebrity. wrapping up foreplay on Will Downing. That is Lover's Melody, right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Happy Juneteenth to you, Chef Greg Dorsey. Thank you so much. I'm sure you were getting your grill on today, like everybody else. I'm sure you were. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. On Juneteenth, if you don't know what Juneteenth is, read your history, look it up, Google it, go on Wikipedia. Wikipedia is closer, yes. Anyway, here's more from Will Downing, this time with Rochelle Farrell. Nothing has ever felt like this before on Bedtime Stories. What did I do to deserve you? Oh, love, do to deserve you. Love this song. Happy Juneteenth, sir. Mm. University of Chicago, watching the stage play 1619, The Journey of a People. So you give it a two thumbs up, huh? Mm-mm. Give it a two thumbs up. Nothing so sweet. This is a four thumbs up. Okay. That's what's up. Playing at the University of Chicago. I went to see Personality, the story of Lloyd Price at the Fine Arts Theater. We did a meet and greet for VON where people took pictures with me. I thought it was like weird, you know. It's like I was the celebrity on the station. I'm like, don't believe the hype. That'll probably be the last time I get to do something. Yep, that'll be the last time they ask me to do anything. I guarantee you. That was good. The journey of a people. so sweet. That's good. Hello. You didn't mean to call me. What? What? Like what? Mm, okay. Okay. Looks like that ain't gonna happen. Right. No, it's okay. It's cool. Okay. Ooh, take your time. All right. Okay. Bye bye. That is such a beautiful song. Layla Hathaway and Marcus Miller. All this time. I forgot what movie that was from. All this time. It'll come to me. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. Once again, hello to Chef Greg Dorsey. He said he saw the stage play 1619, the story of a people at the University of Chicago. Like, oh, so you got free tickets too, huh? And didn't go. Well, you got free tickets and went. I got free tickets and yeah, happens all the time. I get free tickets for something and then I can't make it. I got chewed out one time. I was supposed to be at one of the Indigo galas, and unfortunately, I didn't make it. And my boss, Marv Dyson, who set it up, he was furious. He said, "What happened? Why? How come you weren't there?" I said, "My date stood me up." That was not good enough. That was not good enough. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Doctor. I don't know how I thought about that, but anyway, Here's one of the songs that broke up the Commodores. Three Times a Lady. I'll tell you about that in a few minutes, all right? It's Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Mama. 3 times my lady. 3 times my lady. Your date won't stand you up. Okay. Mm-mm. Yep, one of the songs that broke up the Commodores. My lady. Wow. Sweet time, my lady. Two of the songs that broke up the Commodores, Still and Three Times a Lady. What was said was, hey, We're a funk. We're a funk group. How come we're doing all these ballads? They were crossing over like a mug, boy. I tell you. Anyway, you right there. Happy birthday to Roy Michael Robertson. I hope I put that in there correctly. Happy birthday, man. He is 69 years old. Roy used to be a popular radio personality here in Chicago at WBMX. And he's still kicking it down in St. Louis. Yeah, still a St. Lunatic. But really appreciate him. When I went down to St. Louis to get my certificate from the from the president of the United States, I told him, I said, "Hey, man, I'm in your neck of the woods. Come on down and see me." And he did, and man, it was great to see him. Roy Michael Robertson, happy birthday, man. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time, right here on this here radio station that you're listening to right now. Here's Seal and Touch on Bedtime Stories. Mm. Your turn. The controllers. a very bad copy of The Controllers and Stay right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with some of the greatest love songs of all time. Some of the greatest love songs have come out of Motown. And of course, this group, Gladys Knight and the Pips. Neither one of us wants to say goodbye on Bedtime Stories. Let it down. Neither one of us. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Greg Beasley. Miss Hill. Gladys Knight. Neither one of us wants to say goodbye. Well, we just have to sometimes. That's going to do it for me, Al Greer. Thank you so much for staying up with me. To Miss Hill and Mr. Beasley, who came in at the end. Also to Miss Wilson, to Chef Greg Dorsey, and a host of others. Thank you so much for joining here or joining us here on Bedtime Stories. We'll do it again tomorrow, right here on these fine radio stations: WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis in Chicago, as well as WRLN Radio Chicago. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. 99. And of course, Tits McGee, who's still on vacation.